I'm the Zero94 along with Kieran for round 14 of 20 for season 10 of TTL F1 League. We're here at Singapore, one of my favorite street circuits, and it's going to be an absolute blast calling this race. We hope, at least.
Yeah, absolutely, and of course, one-shot qualifying. I've done qualifying around here before. The one and only time I've league raced around this track, I binned it because, of course, I did. It's the only time I've ever binned the car, though, so it's all right. I learned from it. But in terms of, it is the most demanding circuit on the calendar. You know, it takes the longest. There's 23 corners around this track, and to nail every single one of them takes some doing. But well, like you said, the challenge is part of it. As we head to one-shot qualifying, I wonder how many people we're going to lose from one-shot qualifying.
Yeah,
not to be negative or anything, but you know.
Yeah, well, I mean, like, you can easily cut the corners around here, and in one-shot qualifying, as soon as you cut a corner or extend the corner, the qualifying session is over.
Absolutely. Well, let's have a look and see. Spike at the moment leads the way as we head through turn 2, and a little bit of a slide out as we head through this right hand. A little bit of a curve on the inside there. That is a bit of a misleading curve. Darren Sinclair has retired from the session. He must have cut a corner because he will be starting from P15 so long as no one else retires from the session, or at least gets disqualified. Blizzard and Charles battling it out there. It's always hard to commentate over one shot, but we do our best. And so Charles heading his way now to the old Singapore sling. That's a great corner, this one. You just throw it in and hope the car sticks. And go as close to the walls as you possibly can as we head towards the bridge. And this infamous hairpin corner here, very narrow, very tight. But Charles looking like he's got the good stuff so far. Lambo and Blizzard switching places every so often. Spike dropping down to 4th place at the moment. We have got Siege here, this time choosing a set of ultra soft tyres. Unlike him, very confident in his pace around here then. Charles heading through now towards the stadium section. Under the stadium we go. As we head towards this left-hander, very easy to get it wrong there and just head straight on into the wall. As we now head towards turns 20 to 21. A little bit of oversteer from Charles as we head towards turns 22 and then through 23 as we head towards the line. Who grabs pole? It's VSR Charles by literally under a tenth of a second.
Yeah, less than a tenth. Absolutely insane. I was right on board with Blizzard throughout the majority of it, and yeah, by 7/100ths of a second, and Lambo down almost a half a second. So, but Siege is right there too. So we expect a really good battle, at least between the top 4. And yeah, it's only limited overtaking spaces, but there's so much room for error on this track. You can overshoot the corner, you can lock up, you can overshoot the corner and hit a wall, and that's your race over. So it's going to be really exciting to see what these drivers do, and the start of the race is going to be absolutely chaotic, and I cannot wait.
Absolutely. Well, we first raced here in 2008, and well, the first Grand Prix here at Singapore will go down in infamy rather than in the history books. Of course, Nelson Piquet Jr. hitting the wall, awarding Fernando Alonso the win due to a safety car. Since then, though, we've had some good races around Singapore, with the lap record at the moment currently held by Lewis Hamilton, 145.008 around Singapore. And like we said, 23 corners, 2 DRS zones, 1 along the start finish straight and 1 just after turn 5 through the kink of 6 towards the left-hander of turn 7. We head on to the formation lap. Curse of the commentator last time around. Zebra, be careful who you choose as your winner this time.
I'm still choosing Blizzard. Like, he's my go-to guy. I have a feeling Blizzard's gonna win, but I always root for Lambo because he's just right there every time. And he could have capitalized on the Italian race, but had some driver errors, I'm sure. But I always I say I'm neutral, but I am a little bit biased towards the underdog. But I think everyone is.
Well, it's interesting. Everybody is starting on a set of ultra soft tyres, apart from Squeezy, who is starting on a set of super soft tyres. That's an interesting call. What do you make on that, Zebra?
I don't know. I really don't know. He may have done some testing, and it maybe just proved that, you know, as the night goes on, temperatures may get a little bit cooler. There's going to be more rubber laid on the track for the racing line, and you just may think that the ultra softs may be faster in the end. That he may, oops, hold on one second. He may, gosh dang it. Sorry, my controller just died. He may think that he may be faster in the end, so kind of going against the grain a bit.
Yeah, someone we normally see try the alternate strategy is Siege, but he's not happy with it today. He is sticking with this ultra soft strategy, and maybe that is a summation of Singapore. Maybe the alternate strategy doesn't work around here because so few drivers are actually willing to try it.
Yeah, yeah, it is really hard to stay clean. At least it's more of a wider street circuit than Monaco is, but yeah, it's difficult. You know, you're gonna want to get in front early, and people can be racing with their elbows out, just really making the car as wide as the track, and you really only have a handful of overtaking opportunities, and you really have to rely on everyone else making mistakes. So, yeah, Squeezy is going to be on an extremely different strategy, but it's going to be really fun to see it all pan out. And yeah, as the cars line up for the grid, I'll let you do the honors, and we're about ready to go green flag racing, guys, so stay tuned.
Absolutely. Well, it's going to be a bit of a difficult one for Charles. Of course, he starts on that racing line, which becomes the outside for turn one. Blizzard might have a chance here. He is starting on the dirty side of the track. We'll have to see how this pans out as we head towards round 14 here at Singapore. When those lights come on, here they go. We're off for Singapore. 5 red lights. Round 14 is underway, and what are the starts like? Vieta Charles goes to cut off Lambo straight away from the start as we head towards turn one. What are the starts like then? A little bit of contact there between Siege and Spike as we head towards turn 3, I believe that is. But looks like a little bit of contact, a little bit of a melee behind at the back, trying to go 4 wide, I think, as we head towards turn 5 here. Not always a great idea, but all faster. And Squeezy, I think that was, making contact. Sector 1, it's Darren Sinclair, is spun off into the wall at the very back there. And meanwhile, we'll have to try to keep on board with everybody. We've got Steph here as Darren Sinclair retires from the session. Steph is up into 5th place as Spike tries to pull away. That is Siege, who's dropped a couple of places. He's down to 6th right now. Squeezy started 14th, up into 11th, battling with Z3 as we head towards the old Singapore sling, and it looks like he's going to hold on to it. Lighty here at Technique Gaming, who's run into the wall. He's lost his entire front wing. And Technique, who looked like he was on the pace for Singapore, has lost his front wing, and that is such a long way back to the pits now.
Yeah, I was on board with him the whole entire time, and he was just struggling to get grip down one of the straightaways. He just kept spinning the tires, and he was literally bouncing off the walls like a ping pong, like a pinball machine. Like it was just could not get a hold of his car, and yeah, that's gonna be. I mean, this race effectively done. He's gonna have to go in and change his front wing right away. So unfortunate for him, but yeah, I was on board with him the whole entire time, and just feeling his pain. It was unfortunate.
Absolutely. Well, Siege here is doing his best to try and put some pressure on Steph here as we head onto lap 2 of the Singapore Grand Prix. Charles leads from Blizzard, Lambo, Spike, Steph, Siege, Ollie, Lighty, Maze and Squeezy. That's your top 10 so far.
Yeah, a little bit of a great start by Light. He moves up 4 positions from 12th up to 8th position. Darren Sinclair, unfortunately, retiring after the race. He didn't crash. He just had a really bad start and just said, you know, what's the point, and decides to throw in the towel extremely early. We mentioned last round that it just hasn't been his season as a great battle between Squeezy, Z3, and Maze. That's going to be for 9th, 10th, and 11th. 3 different manufacturers going at it. Is absolutely insane, especially around in the streets of Singapore.
Yeah, absolutely. Mays just holding on, but Squeezy here has got some great pace on those super soft tyres to put some pressure on Mays as we head towards the bridge and through to the hairpin then of turn 13. And Squeezy here might try and prioritise his exit. Meanwhile, Siege has found a way past Steph here down the straight as we head towards turn 14. So Siege is now up into P5.
Yeah, great. Yeah, great job by Siege, kind of making his way through the field on board with Light. He's I guess the caboose of this 4-car train we have going on between 5th through 8th. You know, that's all he can really do, as looks like Ollie kind of hit the wall and made his left rear tire kind of jump up as Charles sets a fast lap, 139.971. And Blizzard is 7/10 down.
Sorry to cut you off there, Zebra. Here comes Squeezy down the inside of Mays as we head towards turn 1. Can he get that move done? Yes, he can. Locks off into turn 2 and into turn 3. That looks like the Toro also trying to have a go. A little bit of contact between Mays and Z3. Looks like no damage to Z3. He's backed off there. But Squeezy up into 9th and Mays having now to try and hold on to P10.
And DRS is active now, so Squeezy is going to have to defend the inside with these 2 cars of Mays and Z3 going to be on the attack. But looks like Squeezy, he's got a nice bit of a gap between them, but kind of keep an eye out, especially down that straightaway going into turn, he said turn 7? I always get my corners mixed up in this track. I don't know what are corners and what aren't. Mays gets loose and almost goes into the wall, but he holds onto it, slaps his right rear tire and almost ends his race.
Well, simulation damage, that could have been a puncture, but luckily it's only full as we head towards the hairpin. And Mays here feeling the pressure from Z3. Meanwhile, Squeezy has got what he wanted all along, and that's clear air. He's 2.2 behind Light E, and he's got that clear air. He can manage his tyres ready for that ultra soft stint of his at the end of the race.
Yeah, it's all about getting that clear air, following the racing line nice and easy, kind of collecting that rubber, saving your tires, and then on Squeezy's case, he's the only one going with the alternate strategy and going with the ultra softs at the end. So if he does this right, he could actually jump up probably in 7th position, maybe even in the top 5 if he's got the proper pace and if he manages his tires correctly. So kind of keep an eye out for him. He's gonna be a story to follow just by himself, not really battling for anything, as Z3 and Mays are doing as they go into turn 1 down the main straightaway. Can he get the pass done? Yes, he can. Nice and easy. And Mays gives him plenty of room. So Zexter moves up into P10.
Meanwhile, as we head into the DRS zone, the second DRS zone, Light E is right on the tail of Ollie in the McLaren. And he try and make this move now through the kink of 6 towards turn 7. Can he get that move done? Looks like he has. Ollie might try and have a go back into turn 8. But no, Light E has the grip, has the traction, and moves up into P7. I must say as well, that I was watching Charles and Blizzard whilst we were commentating over a battle, and as they're going through, you watch as they're going through turn 20, or 22, sorry, they are right up onto the right hand side wall, making contact with it. Blizzard was. Absolutely incredible bravery there.
Yeah, these guys, especially for the lead, they have a nearly 3-second lead over Lambo. Absolutely insane. But yeah, these guys, they're really pushing the limits of this track. Like you said, going right up against the wall, using every single last centimeter, every just little last bit of track, just trying to gain that extra advantage over. And I don't think we're going to see any overtaking just yet. They just want to, get really far ahead of the pack, and then they'll probably scrap it out. But it's going to be interesting as Blizzard's going to go into the pits.
This is going to try the undercut here very early for the ultra soft stop, but he's in, and I wonder, is this going to be super softs or soft tyres? It seems too early to be super softs, but I've been proven wrong before, and I can be proven wrong again because the super softs are ready.
Yeah, Ollie P going into the pits as well. Let's see what he throws on. Blizzard throws on the super softs. Ollie P, he may follow suit. Squeezy now up in the 7th position.
Ollie on a set of super softs as he leaves the pit lane. Great work from the McLaren boys as we head with him down the pit lane. He's going to rejoin, looks like, in P12. And Damien is in as well. But field, as at the moment you could see, is evenly spread out here. more than a second between each car, and this is when time to focus really comes into play. This is where you need to be getting your lap times in and really setting yourself up for your second stint. Yeah, take advantage of this clean air while you can.
Right. My worry about Blizzard is that he may have pit too early, and by that I mean he's on fresh tires and he's going to be on a street circuit. He's going to be coming up against a lot of slower cars who aren't exactly going to be keen of giving up those positions. So it's very risky for how early Blizzard pit. If I was Blizzard, I would have waited maybe to pit on this lap instead of lap 4 just because everyone is still out. But I mean, we'll see. Blizzard's coming up on Plaster really quick now, and Plaster lets him around him nice and easy. But I mean, coming up to Maze or Z3 or someone, and it's not going to be as easy. So I mean, that's just my concern as a driver's perspective, is trying to get through all these slower cars who haven't pit yet. It's Lambo going into the pits and Maze following in along with Light.
Yeah, absolutely, Lambo leaving the pit lane on those super soft tyres. Where is Blizzard? He is coming across the start-finish line now. Where is Lambo? Right on the pit exit. There goes Blizzard. So he's got that undercut worked on Lambo, but will it work on Charles, I wonder? And you've got to be thinking then Charles will be coming in at least next lap.
Yeah, absolutely. And just the pit speed here. It's so slow, 37 miles an hour. I'm not sure how much that is in kmh, kilometers, but 37, so slow. You feel like you can get out of the car and run faster down the straightaway. It's just so slow, especially when you're trying to get in front of someone and try to achieve the overcut. You're just like, come on, go faster, damn it.
Pushing as hard as you can. Meanwhile, I think Z3 tapped the wall there on the way through the bridge, but got away with 0 damage. So he can count himself a little bit lucky there. He's currently in P6, trying to close in on Squeezy, the car ahead. Remember, Squeezy started on those set of super soft tyres, so he's yet to run the ultra softs. He's running quite well in P5 right now. Yeah,
nice open air. He's probably taking his time, maybe kind of switching his fuel mixture between lean and standard through the tighter corners, so he doesn't spin the wheels, accelerating off. So if he's smart, he could easily extend this until he's pitting. Squeezy's going into the pits.
Well, that is a very early call. Meanwhile, the yellow flag in sector 3, well, whoever it was, it's gone now, and it's come back. So I wonder who that is. Can we find someone out there? I believe that was
side by side. Sorry to interrupt you, but Charles comes out of the pits. Blizzard just gets right behind him, so Charles is able to stay in front of Blizzard. I was looking at something else, and that really came out of nowhere. So Charles just getting out in front of Blizzard by 0.2, and now the battle for first is on.
Absolutely, but they've got to be careful, because if they start to battle each other, that will favour the cars ahead. At the moment, Charles is 16 seconds behind Spike, so he needs to get that gap down, or at least monitor that gap where it is now, and he can't let Blizzard distract him with it.
Not at all. Yeah, track position is everything here, and I mean, these guys are fast already. 9 seconds behind Steph, within a good sector, so he's able to close in almost, over half a second. So I don't think it's gonna be much of a problem, especially when the top 3 decide to go ahead and pit in.
Yeah, absolutely. Spike here has gone over the halfway mark on those ultra soft tyres, and he'll be feeling that wear. He is heading into the pits right now, as is Siege, and I wonder Steph here. Steph taps the wall. Did he get away with damage? So we see the top 3 then come into the pits. Meanwhile then, here comes Charles and Blizzard. They should take back the lead of the race from those 3.
Oh yeah, not a problem. Oh yeah, they blow by them without any issues. In fact, Charles is up 1 second, so I don't think Blizzard even got the DRS down the front stretch. So as long as Charles can keep it clean and keep it running straight, he's going to be able to take 2 in a row.
Absolutely, and that will help him and his confidence at fighting Blizzard in this championship. He's not going to make it easy for him, that's for sure.
No, not at all, but unfortunately for Lambo, he's going to be finishing behind Blizzard again. As it stands, we still have another 8 laps to go, but I'm sure Lambo's just like, why, like, what's their secret? What is the ingredients to their sauce? Like, what is going on with these guys? They're just freakishly fast, and, you know, part of it's setup, part of it's just knowing the game and the game mechanics itself, but yeah, Blizzard and Charles, they're literally in the league of their own. Absolutely incredible.
Well, a driver to watch in this second half of the race is Squeezy. He's on those ultra soft tyres. He's cutting down that gap to light E by just a couple of hundredths per mini sector, but that all adds up as we head towards the hairpin. This is where he's going to get the traction here out of this corner. Let's see what the gap is now. Yeah, 1.6 seconds. We head towards turn 14, and you can see that gap is closing. He's got to be careful of Steph behind him, who's on a charge.
Yeah, we speculated that Squeezy was going to go at least to like lap 9 on the super softs, but he ends up pitting like 2 laps earlier to go in the ultras. So, I mean, it just could be one of those instances where the track conditions don't really favor the harder compounds. You know, he could have just found it just extremely slow and kind of unbearable and really undrivable. So I don't know, but Light with the 3-second penalty, that's not going to help him. If anything, that's going to help Squeezy out.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, a little bit spaced out now, a little bit of time to tell you the standings right now. So Charles leads the way, Blizzard's in second, Lambo third, Spike in fourth, Siege in fifth, Lightly sixth, Squeezy in seventh, Steph in eighth, Ollie in ninth, Maze in 10th, Damien 11th, Technique 12 after he's off on lap 1, Blaster 13th, Z3 14th, and Darren Sinclair only retirement. He's retired on lap 1.
Yeah, you just feel for Darren, man, because, you know, for the times he was able to race, you know, he does have pace, and just getting the unlucky, you know, draw of straws here, and just, you know, just can't really find his comfort level. But I don't think it's more comfort level. I think it's just fatigue on this game, just getting excited for the new game. I'm sure different driver mechanics has. Squeezy's going to go on the inside.
Sorry about that, but yeah, absolutely. Lighty tapped the wall. That's what happened there, and Squeezy has taken that position, so thank you very much. Lighty's not going to let him have it, though. Will he try to move down the inside? No, he has to back out of it, and that's going to invite Steph here to try and have a go at Lighty now. He might fall into the clutches, but Squeezy up into 6th place. His next target is Siege, who's 3.5 seconds up the road. Oh, that is a tap of the wall there from Lighty. He is really feeling that pressure now. It looks like his front wing's still intact, but that pressure from Steph. Squeezy's into the wall! Squeezy's lost the back end and lost a lot of front wing as well. I'm not sure he'll be able to continue with that much damage to the front wing.
No, absolutely not. And he's going to stay out.
You can see already. He's going to stay out, but you can see already how little downforce he has on that front wing. It only takes one end plate to ruin the downforce of the car, and that's going to exacerbate the wear on the front tyres as well, because they have to turn in more for the corners. So a huge disappointment for Squeezy there. He's not going to give up, though. He's going to try and hold on to these points for as long as he can.
Damien B with a 5-second stop and go penalty for speeding. And looking at Light's car, it seems really loose coming out of the corners. It's not wanting to cooperate with him, and he's actually been slapping the wall quite a bit. It's a good thing that this game doesn't have side pod damage, as Steph gets loose coming out of the left-hander, but it's a good thing we don't have side pod damage, or else, you know, Light's car might have not been running right now.
Oh, that's that's Squeezy into the wall again!
Oh, no.
Squeezy is out! Oh, he lost the back end there. I saw that from Maze's perspective, but he just hit the wall on the inside.
Wait,
and that is Squeezy's.
Sorry to interrupt you, but Blizzard is being attacked by Lambo. This is for second place. I don't see any front wing damage on Blizzard's part, but Blizzard fell back a lot. Charles has got a 9.5 second lead, and Lambo is smelling blood in the water.
Yeah, you can see Blizzard here is struggling right now. He's a little bit shaken up. And this is the perfect opportunity for Lambo to take even more points out of the lead of the championship. But can he pull it off? 5 laps to go. Anything's possible.
Wonder what happened. I wonder if Blizzard just spun out. I'm trying to see his front wing. I don't see anything. Yeah, he just must have
he
just
might have just
spun it.
Yeah, must have done. But Lambo is not going away now. Look at this. Right on the rear wing of Blizzard as we head through the kink of 6. Now towards turn 7. Blizzard goes defensive down the inside. And Lambo's going to try and hold on to the outside, and he does. Here he goes up the inside of turn 8. Blizzard's going to try and squeeze him out, and he does. Blizzard holds on to second place. And just about given enough room, but did squeeze him out there. And Lambo, that's only going to encourage him to try and get that move done.
Yeah, absolutely amazing defensive driving from Blizzard. Just able to shut the door just ever so slightly, but in a rather clean way.
Oh, that's into the back. Sorry, Lambo lost the back end, heading towards the hairpin, ran into the back of Blizzard, and that is a front wing end plate on the left-hand side that's gone. And that could really stunt his charge for second place. We might see him start to fall back now.
And that might cause Spike, who's been lurking back there, he's slowly gaining on the 2. And Spike might actually be able to kind of sneak up in there, but I saw a little bit of fiberglass fall off. I don't know if that was from Blizzard or not. I'm trying to see, I don't see any damage, but yeah, there's just a little bit of damage on Lambo's car, but he's still able to, he's still right behind him. He's still right behind Blizzard.
Indeed. Look at that. Blizzard didn't get a great exit through 23, and here we go down towards turn 1. Lambo is on the outside of Blizzard, and Blizzard's just trying to give him as little room as possible round the outside once again, and Blizzard is giving him just about enough room as we head towards turn 5. And Lambo's still trying to go down the inside. Who's going to have the DRS? It should be Lambo. And they make contact again. The DRS is open for Lambo. We head through the slight kink of 6 towards turn 7. And that is so close right now. Blizzard will still have the inside line. Lambo tries to turn in. And just look at that. Blizzard still giving just about enough room. Tries to squeeze him out as we head into turn 8 there. And there's contact. Blizzard make contact with the wall. And he's round. And Spike's going to try and take P3. Round the outside he goes. And he takes the position. Blizzard will be fuming. But Lambo is up into second place. Spike in third.
Blizzard also missing a good chunk of his right front wing too. So now both Lambo and Blizzard have front wings, so Spike can actually take second position, but if Lambo can hold on to second place and Spike in third, that will definitely take an even bigger chunk out of the lead. And I mean, it's Singapore. These guys, they race with their elbows out every single corner, and that's what happens. Just very, very tight racing. Really no fault of their own. Lambo definitely had the lead in front of Blizzard, so yeah, there should be no penalties given there. It was just racing incident with that, but absolutely unbelievable. But now can Blizzard hold on to fourth place? Because Siege is right there. He's able to slowly catch up. He's about 1.3 seconds, now 1 second behind Blizzard. And we have 3 laps to go as Spike going on the inside of Lambo and pushes Lambo out, still side by side. Blizzard trying to get back up. Oh, Lambo getting a little bit loose. Cutting back across the track. That was extremely dangerous. But Blizzard is still right behind Lambo. And now all cars are going to get DRS. And Siege is right behind him as we go on board with Siege. Looking at the 3 cars battling for podiums.
Yeah, like you said, that is a huge chunk of front wing out of Blizzard here. He's trying to go down the inside into turn 8, but he's got to be careful of Siege right behind them. Siege and Spike, the cars they're sandwiched between, have great front wings. They're not damaged at all, and Siege is sensing an opportunity here. He's seen Blizzard struggling. He smells blood. He wants third place. Or fourth place, sorry.
Maybe even third if he can catch Lambo. And through that first sector, Blizzard was driving like he had a normal front wing, so it's just amazing like how he can adjust to his car on the fly, doing a tremendous job, but ultimately he's now fallen behind on the long straightaways due to the downforce.
Well, Charles there is 19.1 up the road, so barring a huge mistake, he has done a great drive so far. Lambo hit the wall again, and I think that might be a bit of right-hand side front wing damage now. So Cars looking a little bit worse for wear. The two championship rivals, and they could lose even more points if Siege can find a way past Blizzard here. And Lambo will be secretly hoping that Siege can find that way past, but not find a way past him. Blizzard trying to go defensive into turn one. He's got less downforce as well as we head through these high-speed corners. A little bit of a low-speed corner here, so that's going to help Blizzard. But as we now head towards the slight kink of 6, we're heading through turn 5 now. And look at this, Siege here, right on his tail. He's going to have DRS, and look at that, crucially, Blizzard doesn't. So this is Siege's chance now to try and have a move. Blizzard will go defensive, heading towards turn 7. And you can see how much more curve Siege took there. Trying to go around the outside, trying to get his exit right into turn 8. Now coming through turn number 9. And setting himself up now for the Singapore Sling, and that's another chunk of front wing off of Lambo. He is pushing that car to its limit, and in a moment he might be hitting the wall and taking much more than a front wing with him.
Yeah, possibly. Oh, Blizzard with a 3-second penalty though for cutting that little chicane there, and we have a yellow in sector 2. All Lambo, he just needs to keep it straight. That is, oh, it's Maze. Oof, yep, and his front wing's gone. But going back up here, all Lambo has to do, he just has to keep it clean. I don't think he knows that Blizzard has got a 3-second penalty just yet. Hopefully his engineer tells him to not worry about the car behind him. He's got a penalty, like Jeff tells us from time to time when we played this. But Siege is just right on the cusp of a potential podium finish as Lambo is still trying to battle off his championship rival. It is so close, and we're on the last lap. Charles with a massive, nearly 21-second lead. And, you know, barring a DNF, pretty sure that Charles got this in the bag. But here we go. This is a battle. Steve trying to go on the outside. Blizzard really pushing them out onto the yellow pavement there. How on earth? This is absolutely insane. 3-car battle for 3rd, 4th, and 5th as they go down the straight, down the second DRS section.
Absolutely, Lambo is holding on for dear life. Blizzard, look at this. He's going to try and move down the inside into turn 7. Can he get the move done? Round the outside goes Lambo, though. He is not giving up that position. Gives him the inside line for turn 8. And Blizzard holding on around the outside. Siege wants to do something about it, but he can't. They're still going too wide. Siege senses an opportunity. Can he make this move stick? Blizzard pushes him into the wall. And Lambo will take 3rd place back. But not for long. Blizzard tries to keep it all together as we're concentrating on this battle, but we've got to keep an eye on Charles here, who is underneath the stadium section right now, heading towards the line. Blizzard, Lambo and Siege all battling away for 3rd place. Remember, Blizzard has that 3-second time penalty, which will be added on after his race. But here comes VSR Charles, round the final 2 corners. It's a double header for him. He wins here in Singapore. Oh, what's happened to Lambo? Something happened to Lambo there, yeah.
Oh, I don't know. I looked. Fireworks going off. Sorry, there's a lot going on in my house as well. And Blizzard gets passed by Light. Lambo gets passed by Blizzard. Remember, Blizzard's got that 3-second time penalty, and Staffy's trying to get into the mix as well. He's going to try to get past around Lambo, which he does successfully. This is an absolute amazing battle down to the last, getting a little bit of a bump. Steph running wide. Lambo's going to do the undercut. Lambo will be able to get in front of Steph, and Lambo finishes 4th due to time penalties. So he's going to be able to finish a position, 2 positions ahead of Blizzard, and that's going to cut down the championship battle even more. What
absolutely
a race.
We're not quite sure what happened there, but what I did see, eagle-eyed viewers will have seen that Line E got himself a 5-second stop-go penalty for ignoring yellow flag, so that 5th place will not be his. He will drop further down the grid. But Siege there takes that final spot on the podium. Now, we'll have to wait and see what actually happened. We'll probably have a look in the chat afterwards. But Charles here wins in Italy, wins at Singapore, and brings a nice little bow onto tonight's stream.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh my God. I think the word of the whole entire night is the word absolutely, because it was absolutely incredible this whole entire night. We'll celebrate on top. But this time, Spike moves up a position, and Siege finishes on the podium due to the battle between the guys. Just Oh, words can't even describe what happened. That last lap was absolutely insane. I looked away for 5 seconds and everyone changed positions and oh my god.
I think Blizzard and Lambo sum it all up. Blizzard asking, what was that race? Lambo and Blizzard both saying, LOL. So,
yeah.
all in good spirits then. But Charles takes 2 victories today. Spike finishes in second place in Siege, grabbing that last podium spot. Well, Zebra, I've been away for a while, but it's like I never left.
Yeah, it was amazing, an absolute blast commentating with you, and hope to do it in the future. I mean, your final thoughts on this incredible race night?
Well, I have to say, Lambo in both races cuts down the championship lead. It may have been by 4 points today, or in Singapore, I should say, but all those points will add up at the end of the season. Speaking of the next 2 races, I've got to remember what they are now. Oh, you'd think I've done so many seasons in F1 2017 that you'd think I'd know what rounds 15 and 16 are, but no, I believe one of them is Japan anyway.
It should be Malaysia and Japan, if I'm not mistaken.
That's it, Malaysia, Japan. Both, well, I'm not a huge fan of Japan. But yeah, so that'll be on Thursday. Thursday 9th of August. Hopefully you can join us for then with round number 15 stream starting at around about 5 to 8 with round 16 stream starting at around about 8:45, and we hope you can join us for then.
Yep, and we will see you Thursday night. For Kieran, I'm 094 for TTTV F1, and we will see you Thursday night. Thanks for stopping by, and subscribe to us if you haven't. Good night, everyone.